Good morning. Welcome to another One Mind meditation. Our teacher this week is Jeff Brown. I've got two nice long quotes to share with you today from Jeff Brown. And it's about the importance of being centered, the importance of being grounded, because if we're not centered, if we're not grounded, if we don't really know who we are, then we become easy targets basically for everything. Good morning. Now, I have no clue if that's Anthony or San Marie. Because your profile picture shows both. How am I supposed to know? Let's get into today's message. What an amazing time to be alive. In the annals of human history, often thousands of years have passed without much changing in the human story. We know well that it is completely different in our lifetime, where from one year to the next change feels like it's happening at the speed of light. It can be rather hard to find our center in the constantly increasing volume of information coming our way, and to remind ourselves that every piece of information produced, it serves the creator of that information, an attempt to influence our opinion, whether it's an article, a podcast, a product. And that's why being grounded is so important. Hey, San Marie, now I know who that is. Good morning. So then how do we find clarity amongst all the noise? Jeff Brown says, the glorification of busy will destroy us. Without space for healing, without time for reflection, without an opportunity to surrender, we risk a complete disconnect from the authentic self. We burn out on the fuels of willfulness and eventually cannot find our way back to center. And when we lose contact with our core, we are ripe for the picking by the unconscious media and other market forces. After all, consumerism preys on the uncentered. The further we are from our intuitive knowing, the more easily manipulated we are. The more likely we are to make decisions and affix to goals that don't serve our healing and transformation. To combat this, we have to form the conscious intention to prioritize our inner life, to notice our breath, our bodies, our feelings. To step back from the fires of overwhelm and remind ourselves. It might feel counterintuitive in a culture that is speed addicted, but the slower we move, the faster we return home. I want to read the last sentence again. The slower we move, the faster we return home. Honey, a very good morning. It's good seeing you. Hello there, and Anthony. You see, that's another profile picture that I don't know who it is, but at least San Marie's here, so I know that's Anthony. Good morning, beautiful humans. When you are uncentered, you become prey to anyone with a simple answer. Whether that simple answer is, here, buy this thing, or here, drink this brand of alcohol, or vote for me, I'm the only one with the answers. The products themselves are not bad, but they're being marketed to our woundedness, to our insecurities, which makes us easy targets when we feel overwhelmed. The only way to avoid these traps is to step back from the fires of overwhelm, as Jeff Brown says, and find your center again. The last quote from Jeff Brown for today is, it is important to grant yourself permission to wander as a part of your spiritual journey. So often mischaracterized as lostness, there is a kind of immersion in the not knowing that is actually quite necessary if we're going to find our way home. So much information can come up when we are looking in no particular direction. By surrendering to the unknown, we create the space for a deeper knowing to emerge. In the heart of the not knowing, the paths that we are here to walk reveal themselves. When you understand not doing, you will discover how silence illuminates your path. And so with increased clarity, your doing will become more sure-footed. There is a natural balance between doing and not doing. Our modern culture has made not doing seem like a sin, to the point that most people have no idea who or what they really are, knowing themselves only as constantly needing to be busy. You don't have to live inside of that trap. You have a mountain within you, your immovable center from where it's easier to see what needs doing and what needs not doing. Don't wait for the storms to come before you seek the shelter of your mountain. Because in the middle of a storm, the visibility is poor, and then it's hard to find your way. You have to practice walking the path to your mountain every day while the weather is good. You have to know the path to your mountain so well that when the storms come, you can find your way, even with your eyes closed. So if you're ready, you can close your eyes, and we'll practice. We'll practice finding our way to that mountain so that when the storms come, the path is easy. Here we go, starting with the first few big breaths. Let's take a deep breath in and out. A deep breath in and out. A deep inhale and let it go. Deep breath in and out. One more big breath in and let it all flow away. You can continue the same breathing pattern on your own time. Every slow inhale through your nose gets drawn all the way deep down into your belly. And as you fill up your belly, just as though there were a balloon in your belly, then also at the same time raise yourself up. As you breathe in, stretch out your spine, lift the top of your head toward the ceiling, and once you've reached your full height, let all of it go. With every exhale, soften. With every breath out, soften your spine, slump down your shoulders, and even drop your head. You can continue the same breathing pattern on your own time. Every slow inhale through your nose gets drawn all the way deep down into your belly, and as you do, feel your whole body rise. With every inhale, feel yourself growing taller. And then with every exhale, embrace the softness that saturates every cell in your body. Allow yourself to become the softest version of yourself with every exhale. And while you continue your full body breathing, I'll remind you that our meditation today is called I Am the Mountain. While you sit and breathe, imagine yourself breathing in the presence of a mountain. Maybe you're at the foot of the mountain looking up. Maybe you're at the top of the mountain looking out. We all know what that presence feels like. Use your mind and the memory in your body to place yourself in that presence as you breathe. And if you were spending a day in the presence of a mountain, maybe looking up at the sky lying at the top of the mountain, how much would you see come and go in a day? Just imagine all the clouds that you'd see roll in and then again roll out. You may even see more weather come in and go, like rain, wind. And you'll see a new day break and arrive. And you'll also see that day set and go. And in all this change, all of this coming and going, the mountain did not need to interfere once. Things came and went of their own accord. We'll take the last few big breaths of this phase together, helping our bodies stretch, adjust, and settle down into as much comfort as possible for the rest of our journey. Take a deep breath in. As you release, drop your head all the way forward and roll out your neck muscles forward and to the left, forward and to the right. Take a deep breath in. As you release, roll your shoulders forward in big circles, nice and slow. Take a deep breath in. As you release, roll your shoulders backwards in big, slow circles. breath in. As you release, focus on your spine. See if you're able to tilt your head to the left while you tilt your hips to the right. Curve your spine into an S from your head down to your tailbone. Let's change sides. Tilt your head to the right, your hips to the left. One more big breath in. And as you release, you can stretch or move or adjust any part of your body that still needs a bit of help settling down. Having softened our bodies into a state of presence, or at the very least becoming as present as we possibly can be right now, we can now turn our attention inwards and dive deep inside for the next part of our journey. With every next inhale, we'll hold our breath for a few short moments, followed by a really long, really slow exhale. If you don't have the time to sit for the whole meditation with us, then this is always a good place to stop. But if you are here for the whole journey, we'll take the next few big breaths together. Let's take a deep breath in and hold. As you release, make it a long, slow exhale. Take a deep breath in and hold. As you release, feel into your body. Feel how softness slips into your body and settles in every part of your body. Take a deep breath in and hold. As you release, follow the downwards flow through your body. Feel your shoulders slowly falling. Feel your body slowly softening. And feel how you are slowly slipping deeper into you. One more big breath in and hold. And as you release, feel yourself melting. Feel your whole body dissolving. Feel how you are slipping into a deeper level of surrender with every slow exhale. You can continue the same breathing pattern on your own time. Every slow inhale through your nose is an invitation It invites you to turn inwards and follow this journey. So as you breathe in, feel the air flow in through your nostrils. Feel the air touch the back of your throat. Stay with your breath as it flows in through your lungs. And as you fill up your belly, just as if there were a balloon in your belly. And also feel yourself slip all the way in. Hold your breath, but hold it only for as long as it feels easy, followed by a really long, really slow exhale. With your next big breath, as you dive deep into you, I want you to find with your mind your picture of the mountain. Take your next big breath. I want to invite you to be as open and as playful with this experience as you possibly can be. Invite the child in you to come and play along. Use all of your imagination in this experience. And here's why this is practical. What we're going to do is, with our minds, visualize this mountain. Visualize the life on this mountain. And as you close your eyes and visualize the mountain, the first thing, it's not important that your images are clear. It doesn't really matter how your mind shows you this mountain. But if you can form any sense of your mountain at all, you're helping your brain waves come down lower. You can imagine this as being very similar to when you go to bed at night, and then before you fall asleep, everything in your body starts happening a little bit slower, and then you actually fall asleep, and there's potential for dreaming. And when you dream, you're seeing imagery. We're mimicking that process right now by slowing down our breath, and then with our minds reaching for imagery. Our brainwaves are following the same path, from beta to alpha to theta. And in a lower brainwave state, we know that our subconscious pays even more attention. Just like there's all these studies about studying and trying to learn information that says you should play that information while you sleep. In every meditation, as your brainwaves become lower, your subconscious absorbs more information. So let's get ourselves into that state by having fun with our imagination. With your next big breath as you dive deep into you, imagine that you could fly a drone around your mountain and see it from all sides and top to bottom. How rocky or how much vegetation does this mountain of yours have? Is it completely covered in plants? Is it almost completely rocky, or is it somewhere in between? Take a good look at your mountain as you take your next big breath. Let's specifically take a look at the plants on your mountain. And allow your imagination free rein as you take your next big breath and dive deep into you. Find a new green sprout somewhere on the surface of your mountain. The first little peak of green leaves sticking out from the soil or from between rocks. And then let your imagination run free as you watch this sprout grow into a full-grown plant, seeing all of the life cycles that this plant goes through. Take your next big breath. We'll move on to the animals on your mountain. As you take your next big breath and dive deep into you, just imagine watching a baby animal being born and then following it through its life cycles, growing up to become an adult animal, creating offspring of its own. Take your next big breath. And then we'll shift our attention to the birds of your mountain. With your next big breath as you dive deep into you, imagine watching a bird's nest with an egg in it, watching this egg hatch, a chick emerging, then growing up through all of its life cycles until it produces offspring of its own. Let your imagination run free. Take your next big breath. Now we'll bring our attention back to the mountain itself. Imagine what it would feel like to embody this mountain. This mountain that holds all of this life that we've just had a look at in its arms. This mountain sitting in sunlight, being warmed by the rays of sunshine. Just imagine for a moment being that mountain. Take your next big breath. But as we know, the weather is constantly changing. So imagine for a moment clouds rolling in, obscuring the sun. No more sunlight for the mountain. And now from these clouds it starts raining, and instead of basking in the sun, the mountain is drenched. Drops of rain turn into rivulets and streams down the mountain surface. How does the mountain feel about the change in weather? Is the mountain feeling that, oh, I wish the rain would stop and the sun would come back? How's the mountain dealing with the change in weather? Take your next big breath. And then when the sun goes down and the wind picks up and what was just rain turns into a full-blown storm. The face of your mountain is being lashed with wind and water. And it's loud. There is a howling loudness around every corner. It's pitch black darkness in this loudness, except for the occasional flash of lightning, crash of thunder. How much of the mountain is resisting, trying to resist the storm? How much of the mountain is saying, oh, I wish there wasn't a storm now? How does the mountain feel while it sits and looks at this display of Mother Nature? Take your next big breath. The next morning, when the sun comes up in clear skies, and the first rays of sunlight caress the face of your mountain, the mountain knew the storm would not last forever. How does the mountain feel about this new day breaking? Take your next big breath. We'll take one more big breath together to slip out of the breath-holding space and into the next. Let's take a deep breath in and hold. And as you release, feel yourself slip all the way through. There is no more attention on your breathing. You can sit all the way back or even lie all the way back down and feel yourself just floating. I'll read to you one more time a few thoughts from Jeff Brown on this topic. He reminds us that when we ourselves are not centered, then we're likely to be moved by any weather. He says, when we lose contact with our core, we are ripe for the picking by the unconscious media and other market forces. He says, after all, consumerism preys on the uncentered. The further we are from our intuitive knowing, the more easily manipulated we are. The more likely we are to make decisions and affix to goals that don't serve our healing and transformation. He says to combat this, we have to form the conscious intention to prioritize our inner life, to notice our breath, our bodies, our feelings, and to step back from the fires of overwhelm and remember ourselves. It may feel counterintuitive in a culture that is speed addicted, but the slower we move, the faster we return home. When we are uncentered, we become prey to anyone with a simple answer. When we are uncentered, we are easily moved by any old weather. I want to remind you that you have this mountain in you. Your soul has seen it all come and has seen all of it go. Your soul is not moved by any old weather. And this is a connection that can, with practice, become really strong. Practice finding the way to your mountain while the weather is good on the easy days, so that on the stormy days, we know how to find that path. We'll take the last few big breaths, last 5 breaths of gratitude together. With every exhale, I'll say my thank you, and I invite you to say yours. Let's take a deep breath in. Thank you for learning how to walk the path to my mountain. Take a deep breath in. Thank you for learning that there is this part of me that does not get moved by any old weather. While of course, emotions can rise like clouds do, emotions also move on like clouds do. And there is this part of me that's able to witness how emotions come and go. Take a deep breath in. Thank you for learning how to live very close to this strongest part of me, my inner mountain. One more big breath in. Thank you, beautiful people. Thank you for being on this journey with us. Thank you, Anthony. Thank you, Sunmuddy. Thank you, honey. It's lovely seeing you. Wishing you a beautiful day and a real deep connection with the mountain in you. Lots of love to you all. Ciao, ciao.